Hello everyone, my name is Pacha and welcome to another episode of Tiergarten Edelwald. And after last week's mega episodes for the giraffe, as I said, I want to do a smaller build for this one, and I decided to go for one of the new animals from the Americas pack. Well, new, it's already a couple weeks old, but we are building for the white-faced Saki. Our newest addition to our small monkeys. Still not enough in my opinion in this game, but we got at least one more, so we are gonna build for them today. And I have to say, if anything in this video sounds or looks a little bit different than usual, there's a reason behind it, because I had to change my video editing software. So a little bit of real talk here before we talk about our build today. And that is that after the last week's very long episode for the new Giraffe house, my old video editor software, that's the word, kind of gave up on me. It stopped working for whatever reason. It didn't let me convert and export the video anymore. I had a lot of struggle, a couple of hours of trying to fix it and stuff like that, searching through the internet, trying to find solutions, reinstalling it and things like that. And in the end I decided to buy the newest version of that editor. Luckily for a discount. I'm still a student, so I don't have all the money in the world, but I had to buy the newer version of that editor, and this one finally allowed me to export the video and then able to upload it to YouTube. But this means I have this new video editor with a couple new functions and ways to do things different from the old one, so I still have to figure everything out and try to get everything to work as I wanted. So if anything sounds a little bit different or looks a little bit different and stuff like that, for worse or for better, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I have to change any things in terms of the volume, for example, for my speech or the music. Just let me know what I could change or what is different now, or what I should keep if it's better now, so that I can optimize these videos again to the regular standard or even to a better one. But yeah, this is out of the way. Now let's talk about our build today. And as we not usually start, we start with the backstage building today. Usually we do the habitat first and then the backstage building, but I thought of changing it up a little bit. And we start with this backstage building, which is a real building in the zoo of Schönbrunn. The habitat is not, there is no habitat attached to it, but there was this building here, or this couple of buildings, relatively close to the edge of the zoo, next to the old entrance gate or exit gate, and opposite side to our Jaguar habitat. And I found no information whatsoever online what this building is. I found only one decent picture of it on Google Maps, or Google Earth to be exact, where I could see that it is some sort of maybe shop building or storage building. At least there was something where guests would go to a counter, it looks like, and buy maybe something. I have no idea. And knowing the history of Schönbrunn, this was probably back then some sort of animal enclosure, maybe for polar bears, from what all I know, and from what I know about Schönbrunn's holding FX back in the olden days. Probably some big animal, maybe even elephants, but now the elephants I know are in a different spot. But I have no idea what it is. I have no information about it. I have rarely any footage about it from from top-down views and one picture. So I decided to change it up to whatever it is, into a habitat for the white-faced Saki. And as I said, they don't have white-faced Sakis in Schönbrunn to my knowledge. So this building, or this habitat itself, is more inspired by a different zoo. And this zoo in question is the zoo of Leipzig, one of my favorite zoos here in Germany, and in my opinion one of the best zoos in Germany and as a whole, maybe even in Europe, but I think there are also other strong contenders. But yeah, finally we have a different, again a different inspiration for the zoo that isn't Schönbrunn, and they have, or Leipzig has, in their entrance area Right when you enter the zoo, you have these two little monkey islands. I think one is for, as I said, for the white-faced Saki and for some tamarins, and the other one I don't know really what it is for, but also another South American small monkey. And this I really liked. I really liked the idea of it. I really liked the look of this island. So I took a little bit of inspiration. This is not a recreation of these islands. It's just an inspiration. There are some key differences. For example, in the Leipzig one, the wall or the backstage building is covered in a fake mud wall or fake rock wall. I won't do that to preserve the essence of the olden building. Probably it would be a listed building, so we can't really change a lot of it. So I left the normal walls untouched and visible to the public. And in Leipzig, the islands are real islands, so there is water all around it. In this build, I will only have a water moat in front of the visitors, and the backside of this habitat is still connected to the rest of the area. There is no water there, it's a solid ground. So what you will not see in this people, what I did in the build is adding some hot wiring on top of the building so that monkeys can't climb out of here. But otherwise, I tried to keep it similar to the one from Leipzig, so very lush, a lot of climbing frames and trees. We work with a lot of ropes this time again, similar to our Siamang exhibit, no, not Siamangs, Lar Gibbons it was, and then also a lot of foliage and having the water mode. So it's basically our third monkey island, just not connected to the other two. But yeah, this is also the start of our Americas area. By the way, now building the keeper area or keeper kitchen. This would be here. Not doing any interior for that, and I also will just do a rudimentary interior for the actual backstage holding. But there will be a showroom. This was the building to the left that was in a white color, which probably would have been the white color and the wood planks, which probably would be a new addition to the building, something probably to expand the space for the monkeys. Despite them being small monkeys, they still need a bit of space. Even consulted some AZA standard manuals to see how much space they need, and it's not a lot. It's definitely much less than what Planet Zoo tells you what they need. So I looked a little bit more on the realistic side, which says around 10 square meters per monkey for the outside area, I think it was, or 30, or something between 10 and 30 square meters for the outside area, and then also for the inside area, how much space you need and stuff like that. But yeah, what I was talking about is that this is the start of our little Americas area or Mexican area. Haven't decided yet on what name I want to give it yet, but it is something that is not found in the real zoo of Schönbrunn, because this space we are actually now building in is the petting zoo area, the children's and petting zoo area, children's zoo area, whatever you want to call it. I think in America they're called children's zoos, but this area is reserved for all sorts of bunnies. I think goats are also there, rabbits, bunnies, rabbits. Yeah, I think they also have an aviary for parakeets or budgies, if I'm not incorrect, but I don't really know because I never went into this area very much, because when you are traveling or when you are traveling with your girlfriend, so you're both adult persons that don't have any children and you're going into a zoo, you don't really want to linger too much around in a children's area. Especially as a male in my case, because it always looks a bit weird when you don't have children yourself. So we didn't really venture into it because we're also not into playgrounds or anything like that. We just got some snacks there because there's also a food court adjacent to it. So I don't really have any knowledge about this area, but which is fine because I decided to scrap it in totally. Yes, because we don't like kids here. No, because I really wanted to use that space, which I have no idea how it looks anyway, for something I really wanted to do, and this is a more South American, Mexican inspired plaza, for example, so more in terms of Latin America inspired things like that, and then with some animals adjacent to it. The white-faced Saki is our first member of that, which is being the least themed of all of them. I already have some really cool ideas for 2 of the other animals in this pack, and then maybe 1 or 2 animals from other packs that both also fit in this theme. Things like skunk, for example, or raccoons would be really, really cool, but I don't want to overdo it because we already have a very long series called Raven Creek, as you might know, which focuses on American animals, so I don't want to repeat myself too much with it and build for another 20 or so American animals. So I want to keep it really relatively small. There will also be a big South American area close to it, which I already have mapped out basically. I just need to build it, and I hope my PC allows me to it, because while I'm still having good FPS with this build, I slowly noticed that it has a little bit of shows a little bit of a few problems, going a little bit down with the FPS, but nothing to worry about just yet. I still have a lot of space, or a lot of room basically for it. But yeah, one thing I want to talk about, which I'm not sure about how I like it, is what we are building right now here. Now the real building that this is inspired by, there is this triangular building shape outcrop from the rectangular main building, and it's a solid building in the real one. So, but I didn't want to decrease the area these animals can use even more. So I decided to make it a canopy, or real word, gazebo maybe, something like that. Basically something which they can go into, which is safe from the rain and weather and things like that, if they want to hide from that, if they are outside. But I'm not sure about the final design of it. I made this roof, which is I'm totally okay with, but then the final design with these terraces that we will build in a couple of minutes, which are located under it. I'm not 100% sure if I like them, if they are what I envision with it. Maybe I will change in the future. Maybe you have an idea what I could do with them. But I just wanted to keep the original shape of this building as close to the original as possible. So I decided to also include it. Maybe I just delete it entirely, make it a climbing area, make it another climbing area, and call it a day. And by the way, while we are already talking, my god, today is it's a Monday. While we're already talking about the white-faced Saki, we have 2 groups in this exhibit. We have 2 males and 2 females, and I know that usually you keep white-faced Sakis as a pair, as a solo pair, so 1 male, 1 female, because that is how they usually how their groups are usually made of, because they form very strong bonds in monogamous relationships. Usually they are not a big group where everyone is with everyone. There have been instances of that, but it's not the norm, basically, what I'm saying. But I have read or some information online or in the internet, or about the Saki, that they can form groups of up to 12 members. Of course, none of them being with each other, but multiple pairs basically traveling together. But on other sources it says that they also have very strong rivalries between these groups, especially the males can have really strong rivalries between each other. So I'm unsure what I should do here, if I should keep them as these 2 pairs in here, or if I should just get rid of 2 of them and just have 2 in them, 2 in this exhibit, which would look a bit empty, but would be a little bit more realistic. I don't know. I also don't want to make this exhibit smaller, but yeah, this is, by the way, these terraces or these platforms I'm talking about, which I'm not sure. I'm not so sure what I think about them, but yeah, I'm not sure yet how I want to keep the group dynamic, if I want to keep it like that or want to reduce it. It's a game after all, and there are not really any aggressions in this game between the males if I turn it off, basically. But it would probably be more realistic to have only 2 in them. But then I would love if we would have more small small South American monkeys. We sadly don't have them, but if we have something like tamarins, for example, which would be awesome to keep together with them, because they are, in this case the Sakis, are very docile and friendly towards other monkey species. They are not known to show any much aggression towards them, so it would be possible, and it has been done in the past, or in the present, to keep multiple different species of South American monkeys together with these Sakis. But yeah, one thing I also want to talk about why we are now building these platforms is that I want to give you a huge thank you to everyone for watching and liking the last episode from the Giraffe House. I wasn't sure when I uploaded this or when I made this, because it's a long video. It's almost an hour long, and there is not much variation in terms of what we are doing. It's a lot of metals, a lot of glass and things like that, a lot of walls building. But I saw that a lot of people watched this video more than I anticipated, more than I would have hoped for. So I'm super happy and grateful, and thank you very much for doing that. It shows me that I can also do things like these episodes, these longer, more monotonous episodes, more boring episodes maybe, in my case at least, and you guys are still interested in it, which is super amazing and makes me really happy. So thank you for that. And also the comments in that episode have been super lovely and super nice and friendly, so again, thank you. And yeah, this makes me very happy towards the future of the zoo and this channel, as it shows that we are growing, and we are growing in into a community that is very friendly, that is very supportive of each other, and I'm very happy about it. But yeah, now onto the planting part, which is not the last part this time. We are doing the planting first, and then we switch over into the interior, where I skipped on showing you how I built the non-visible backstage area, which is just a mesh cage. And I thought I just skipped that because you already seen me building mesh cages over and over again for multiple animals. You know how I do them with the metal bars and then with the mesh pieces. There's nothing new for you in there. But what I will show you is the showcase backstage, if you want to call it like that. So the area that the guests can see into, which probably also would be the winter quarter for these animals. So during the colder month, you of course can't keep them outside. They come from South America. So we have this more larger show area basically, where you can see the monkeys during the colder times inside area basically, so that you still have a look at them. But yeah, this will be what I will doing next now. But I will now I will now stop the commentary on the speed build and will leave you with some music while we finish up this build here, and then I will see you in the end time part, and the real time part in the end, where I'll show you the finished work and the finished exhibit. And I hope you enjoyed it from here. You enjoyed it so far, and thank you again for watching and supporting the channel. It means really a lot to me that you are so into it and that you are so interested in my builds. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, as I said, I see you in the real-time part at the end of the video. And now we are already in our real-time part. And before we look at our Saki habitat, we have a name to give to one of our giraffes. This was from 2 episodes ago when we first built for the giraffes with the old house. And this name suggestion comes from Jonas, who says we should name the male bull or the giraffe bull, male bull, the giraffe bull, we should name him Max after a male giraffe bull who lived in Leipzig Zoo, which is fitting for this episode. And he was born there, hand reared there, and was very popular. But he also died a couple years ago. But when he died, at this point, he was the oldest giraffe ever in human care. I have not fact-checked that, but I will believe them. So it's a very fitting name for our giraffe bull here in one of the oldest zoos in the world. And now his new name is Max, as suggested by Jonas. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's jump over here to our big cat area, which now houses also a very small and amazing monkey. And let's start the game, unpause it, and let's look at what we have done this episode. And as I said, on this side we have our jaguars, and on this side we have the, fitting as if planned, we have the indoor show area for the white-faced Saki. As you can see here, they can use it, they can climb inside, and you can a little bit see the backstage, the behind-the-scenes backstage, which is really not that interesting, just a mesh cage with some ropes, and that's it. But yeah, this is the indoor area that would be used during the colder months or during nighttime. And I also added this mesh ceiling after the recording, because I thought, okay, yeah, they could accidentally touch the light, which would be bad. And also this creates more climbing opportunities for the monkeys. So it's always a plus to have a mesh ceiling in primate or any arboreal species exhibit. For that matter. But yeah, this is the backstage area, and now we go on this side with the quite wonderful Saki, Saki mural, I would call it that, from the game, and then I added some info signs from the wonderful lion to give a bit more context to that. And if we turn around this corner, we come to our first viewpoint of the Saki Islands, where I don't see a Saki. Oh no, I see them. They are there. They are in that high grass, hidden in the grass. But yeah, I really like how this very small exhibit, it is not that big, but it still is very large. You have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of climbing frames, a lot of area for the Sakis to climb on. They don't feel pressed into here, cramped into here. It feels fitting for their size. You can even see a bit of the old gate structure over here, or one of the gate posts with the reindeer. And if we go around this corner, we have a ton of nothing. This is really nothing, no man's land basically. But we have this other viewing point, this more wider viewing point, where you can get really up close to them. So you can get a close look at the Saki monkeys and of this weird shade structure, which I'm still not sure about, but maybe we'll see. Maybe I will have an idea for that in the future. And if you then come around this corner, you have this more, a little bit of hidden viewing point over here, where you also can get a close-up look of them. That's already it, basically. There's nothing much to it. 3 viewpoints, plus the one for the indoor area. And then this wonderful large little island for the Saki monkeys, where they can climb around and be in the trees as they usually are, because monkeys this size spend the most of their time in the treetops and not on the ground, except in Plant Zoo. But this is a topic for another day, and I would say with that I will leave you for this week's episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a ton of time, had a little bit of fun. And I hope I see you in the next one next week. And until then, stay safe, have a great time, and bye-bye, everyone.